Michael James here for Q News. Now, I've got a very special guest who is joining me today as part of our new online web series where we're going to be chatting to some great Australian, local and hopefully international talent that you'll be seeing coming up on our channel all the time. My guest today is going to be the one and only Christine Anu. She's in Brisbane and she's promoting her new show where she's starring as the teen angel in Grease, the Arena Experience. Very excited to be catching up with her very shortly. I'm Michael James for Q News, and I have the very special privilege this afternoon of sitting down and have a chat with the lovely Christine Anu.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's wonderful to be here. Brisbane, Vegas!
Yes! Brisbane, the best state to be in at this time of year, isn't it? Like everywhere else is winter, and we have that one day of the year. And we get that winter, and it's just sunshine.
The one day.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we usually get it on a Wednesday.
Well, it's taken me, 20-something years to acclimatise to New South Wales weather.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I appreciate the winter months now because it means layers and lovely jackets and that sort of stuff. But I come up to Queensland and I get sweaty now, get hot and bothered.
Perfect way to be though in this time of year. Now, you're in Brisbane for Grease, the Arena Spectacular.
Arena Experience.
Arena Experience.
Exactly.
It's a spectacular experience.
Yeah, so the Spectacular was when I was doing Motormouth Maybelle in Hairspray, but now it's the Arena Experience. Grease, the Arena Experience.
And so what's special about the experience? What is it? What do people see as a bit different to going and seeing Grease normally as a stage show?
So there's a lot of onus on the principal cast, and I'm here promoting my own role as Teen Angel in the show, but really it's about the kids. Can you imagine the din, the sound of 900 kids screaming at the top of their lungs?
Yeah.
In a stadium. That
would be manic.
You'd have tinnitus for days, right? So yes, it's wonderful to be a part of it. It's great that that myself, I'm playing the teen angel role, but really it's about those wonderful, gorgeous children who are, some of them, experiencing musical theatre for the very first time and bringing their parents who'd probably ordinarily rather be at the footy, than watching their kids in musical theatre. But there's nothing as gorgeous as those little faces thoroughly enjoying themselves. And I will say this, for some of them, an absolute life-changing experience. And to be along that journey for their first time, that's the special part of it. So, and like I said, there's nothing like the sound of 900 kids screaming at the top of their lungs. And no one wants to hear that, but go on to watch Grease, the Arena Experience.
Oh, I saw it when it was the Hairspray one, and so the concept is fantastic. As you're saying, so we've got 900 kids plus the principal cast in this huge arena at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. Is that where we're going this year?
That's right.
Yeah. It's just taking up this sea of bodies down there, and how they managed to get everybody in order and everything choreographed and all running smoothly is just beyond me. So, what's that like from your experience being as a teen angel?
To describe it, it's like it's kind of like an opening ceremony happening around this bigger-than-life musical that's happening at the same time, and it's amplified. So there's all of this great acting out to the crowd and stuff like that. But I had no references for Teen Angel to play it as from a woman's perspective, right?
That's what's really interesting. So this role is normally played by a man.
By a fella.
Yeah, but now you've had Donnie Yen, who did it last time, and then you've had Courtney Act, who's a man playing a woman in a role that used to be a man, has done it down in Melbourne. And you've got you.
So listen, Courtney, the reason I'm even playing Teen Angel is because Courtney had to go over and do Big Brother UK. And so I landed the role by default. But, clearly I did some good in it, I think. Can I tell you what I do? I'll have to give you an example of what I do. So we just watched the Royal Wedding.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and who stole the show? Reverend Michael Curry.
Oh, yes, he did.
Okay, so there's a bit of channeling of Reverend Curry that's going to be happening with my version of Teen Angel.
So we got a little bit more of a preacher going on here?
Yeah, I'll be channeling that.
All right.
You better go back to school, I tell you. Go back to school.
I think it's going to be very, very interesting because you've got to be able to bring your own thing to air every time.
Your own stamp on it, and it was wonderful. Like I probably had 48 hours to come up with whatever that was going to be.
Wow.
And I sort of you're thinking on your feet and you sort of conjure up all of your creative ideas that you possibly can and just throw them out there. And it was really wonderful because Callum, the director, was fantastic. He loved it and he said, yeah, that's great, that's fantastic. You should do this and you should do that. So that's very encouraging because there's nothing worse than coming up with all these ideas and the director going, actually, that's quite shit.
Yeah. Scrap that, just quietly. Now, when you did the show last time, you had your daughter was with you and she got to be part of the performance. Is that right?
Absolutely. So
she was here again?
It's a first, me playing Maybelle and me being able to have the opportunity to come up with a solution about who's going to look after her while I'm on the road in Queensland and Brisbane doing hairspray. So I just asked. I went, do you reckon there's a role for her? You reckon that she can, be in it somehow? Little did I know at the time how massive the production would be, and it's just a joyful thing for her to be a part of, but to see that and to know that we're on stage at the same time and be given that opportunity was just blessed.
Oh.
It was gorgeous. Yeah.
She certainly looked like she enjoyed it. So was there a role for her this time?
Look, she's in year 10. I wouldn't be taking her out of school just yet. There's a lot of stuff. What is it? We're halfway through the year, so...
Yeah, it was the pointy end.
Yeah, the pointy end, and there's a lot of assignments to get in there. So, unfortunately, I'm sorry, darling, you're not coming.
Next time. You should pass the school and studies well. And,
yes, these are the rewards.
Now, outside of production, you have a brand new single.
I know, have you heard it?
I have heard it.
Gorgeous.
Yes, so it's called Without You, and it's originally from Rent.
Right.
And it's got a very particular meaning behind the song and also to the LGBTIQ community. So what brought you to that single and that song and your attachment to that musical?
So for those of you who don't know, I played Mimi in the original production of Rent when it came out in 1997, 1998. And one of the songs that Mimi sings is Without You, just before it's a duet with Roger, Mimi's love interest. And this song sort of happens right at that moment when she's about to die. Sorry, was that a spoiler?
No, that's right. A lot of people see it. It's playing across the road as we speak. Yes. Everybody's seen it. They know what's going on.
Fantastic.
So we're good.
So it's a hats off to... It's 20 years since Rent. Yep. It was in Australia. We lost a dear cast member last year. And I really wanted to record this song to honour his memory, but also it's a wonderful opportunity to give to HIV/AIDS charity and have an opportunity to continue the dialogue or, start up the dialogue again about how far we've come. It's not the gay cancer.
Yes.
That it once was, stigmatised as, and that there is a lot more that we know about it now, and to just spark up that conversation. And incidentally, both Greg and I will be hosting the ACON LGBTQI Awards in Sydney on Friday, whatever date it is. This Friday. Look that up. This Friday.
This Friday coming.
This Friday coming. So it's an opportunity for ACON to what would you say, acknowledge businesses that are really doing great things in that space for LGBTQI employees. And a lot of businesses are getting behind it. They want these awards. They want to support that space. So, so it's a wonderful opportunity for Greg and I to not just host and MC the event together, but sing Without You.
Well, it's a beautiful song. And going back to our community, our video community, what's your relationship like with the community and how are you connected to us?
Yeah, so I finished high school in Rockhampton in 1987. The first time I would leave home and the shelter of, and pretty much quite a sheltered upbringing of my parents and my home and my family, to embark on an education surrounding dance and hopefully singing, which is what happened.
And suddenly you're surrounded by gays.
Suddenly I'm surrounded by a lot of Indigenous LGBTQI members, you know, of the community. That was my immediate family away from home. They raised me.
It's beautiful.
These are my friends and my family. They, you know, my best friend is my daughter's godfather, you know, and she calls him Auntie Sydney. And, you know, a lot of my family members are you know, gay as well. And I guess it's where who I've been brought up around, and it's who my family and in my community as well. And it means a lot to me to be connected in some way, shape or form.
And what was that like for you, being so connected with us and with your family and friends, going through the postal survey last year?
Oh my gosh, my daughter filled it out. She can't even vote, but that's how into it all of us were, because I was really, really busy, and not to say that I wasn't going to get around to it, but she's like, Mum, I'll fill it out and put it in for you then. And so she filled it out. That's how important it was to be included. But to walk into work at the ABC the day that it was passed was such a thrill. Like, the elation, the mood at work was just wonderful to be a part of. And who'd have thunk, you know?
Yeah, it was a remarkable day. I was teaching at the time, and we were literally going from one class into the next when the news broke.
It's one of those things you can mark in your life where you'll know exactly where you were and what you were doing on that day. I mean, it's a long time coming, but I'm glad that Australia supported it.
It's about time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any gay weddings on the cards you're going to soon?
Hey, I can tell you though that a lot of my friends who work in the event industry, it started going off the Richter of events that they were having to, of weddings that they were having to organise. So florists, you know, cake makers. I mean,
it's all happening.
It's all happening.
Well, mine's booked and ready to go, January 5th. So yeah,
you never know what was in there. Yeah.
If you've got an opening, we'll sort something out. Now, speaking of performances, just touch on before we finish up. You performed at the opening ceremony of the Commonwealth Games this year, which was incredible. What was that experience like comparatively to when you've done, obviously, the Sydney Olympics? And also, I suppose, culturally, what we saw, and that was really beautiful, and I think different compared to what we had back at the Sydney Olympics.
First of all, I mean, to have such an amazing worldwide event be screened out of the Gold Coast.
I know.
That is, it's Queensland. This is my home, so it was really lovely to be a part of it, representing Queensland as a Queenslander. I unfortunately never got to partake in seeing the whole spectacle because I was just that part of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but from seeing the people who are participating in that segment that I was a part of, I mean, it's priceless. You just can't take away from the excitement to be a part of something so massive. They rehearsed for months to be a part of that. And just to see their little faces just enjoying themselves as well. The didgeridoo ensemble, I mean,
that was spectacular.
And you could call it a didgeridoo orchestra even. That was really, really spectacular. To work with William Barton and MC Malpower, I wouldn't ordinarily get to share the stage with them, so that was pretty special. Hat off to Katie Noonan for inviting me to be a part of that, because it could easily have been dubbed, boring. We saw that at the closing ceremony of the Olympic Games, but this was such a newer, modern take on that, and in its context, it fit beautifully.
Yeah.
And that verse was written for the closing ceremony of the Olympics, particularly written for that. But it's been embraced as an anthem. So you've got to kind of have that song, and I think people would have felt ripped off if I wasn't a part of it.
Absolutely. Well, it was amazing to see you there. it's going to be amazing to see you on stage for Greece, the Arena Experience, which is going to be in Brisbane on July 14th for 2 shows.
2 shows, 2 p.m. So you've got the 2 p.m. matinee or 7:30 p.m. Your choice. You can come to both if you like.
And
I would.
And our listeners and readers are going to have a very special chance to get themselves one double pass. We'll have more details on our website and our social media soon.
And go to iTunes to download Without You, if I might add.
Absolutely. Get it on iTunes. And can I find you on the Twitters?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are you on the Twitters? Are you at Christine Anu?
At Anu Christine.
At Anu Christine. Well, I'm glad we clarified. There you go.
Yeah. Look, because Christine Anu, believe it or not, is taken.
Is it an imposter? They're pretending to be you?
I've got no idea.
Ignore the imposters. Find the real one at Anu Christine. I'm Michael James with Q News. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.